pretty sure stream is live by now. I still need to announce it on Discord and do a few other things, so it'll be a moment. Alright, I'm pretty sure. Okay, here you go, Discord announcement. This is gonna be a short stream. My goal is an hour. Sometimes I kind of wait to get to a new chapter or something instead of finishing like mid-sentence, but my goal is gonna be an hour. Because I'm tired and I would like to rest and also watch some of my friends stream. Okay, I think that's everything. Announced, yada yada. We'll see who shows up. And I guess I'll start in the meantime. And yet, despite the not so nasty shock I received that day, life continues. I don't remember where we left off last week, so I don't remember what the shock was. Oh yeah, seeing her in the bath. That was interesting. I try to put the image of Kyoko in the bathtub out of my mind, and I imagine Kyoko does the same. We see one another again the next weekend, and neither of us mentions the embarrassing incident that occurred in the steamy bathroom. Keep getting Discord pop-ups. You're gonna have to sign out of Discord. It's such a hassle to sign off of Discord and then back in. But it's the best thing to do. I can't help but note, however, that Kyoko's cheeks are a little pinker than usual when we exchange greetings. Kyoko then leaves, and I spend another day babysitting Tama. We watch TV together, go to the playground, and at lunchtime, Tama sets the table and helps me in the kitchen. Kyoko comes back from work at around 5 in the evening, her return announced by the click of the door and a soft "I'm home." Mama! Tama springs to her feet the moment Kyoko enters the room. She tackles her mother, who's looking a bit worn out after her shift, and nuzzles her head into her soft stomach. Mama, welcome back. I missed you. I missed you too, dear. Kyoko ruffles Tama's hair, which is always fly away, regardless of how often she smooths it down. They have not heard the term fly away. How was your day? Did you have a fun time with Mitsuki? Yep, he made me rolled egg omelets. He did he? Yeah, and he made fried chicken and brown rice, and he got us some little wieners and cut them into octopuses. They're really cute. Jesus, he got the whole 5-star meal going on here. Fried chicken, that sounds good. Octopus wieners, That's a little too fancy. My mother taught me how to make those when I was in high school. I've never been very handy in the kitchen, but they were easy enough even for me. I used to put them in my lunchbox and take them to class, and my friends would help themselves. They thought they were cute. Did you make your own lunches in high school, Mitsuki? Nah, I didn't. I didn't really cook back in high school. That was before my mom's accident, you see. Oh yes, I should have known. I'm sorry? You don't need to apologize. I wasn't trying to make you feel guilty or anything. It's just, what's going on, Wiggles? Milf Thursday, hell yeah, bro. Even I had cooked back then. I never would have told anyone about it. I think you missed the last two Milf Thursdays, Wiggles. So let me get you caught up. So we're a university student. We're 23, so we're starting university like 5 years late. He has no friends in university since he's 5 years older than them. And he ends up meeting this little girl, Tama, in the park one day. And helps her out because she lost her key. She went out to the park without her mom. Wasn't really supposed to. And then he meets the mom. And the mom agrees to help him with his university studies. And in exchange, he babysits Tama, who is 6 years old. And, you know, they're gonna fall in love. Because I'm a guy. Guys aren't really supposed to cook, especially not little octopus wieners. Have you had octopus wieners, Wiggles? I have never cut hot dogs into octopus shapes. That's a little too fancy. I just grill my hot dog and I eat it. I have been laughed at. I got laughed at more than enough on account of my rotten name. I think I saw when I was working as a substitute. I think one of the kids, I think maybe a kindergartner, had octopus wieners as part of their lunch box, which is kind of weird because I would imagine that octopus wieners or hot dogs in general aren't good cold. I feel like once a hot dog is cold, it's done. So I don't know why anyone would bring it to school, but you know, to each their own. But they didn't want to give my so-called classmates any extra ammunition. I just realized I should put up the thank you for any surprise subs message, because people do like come and they don't talk, and then sometimes they sub. And then I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't get to thank them. So let me just put up this thank you message ahead of time, just in case we get new subs. Obviously, they fall in love. Who would fall in love with a MILF? I mean, bro, not all MILFs are built equally, man. Not all MILFs are built equally. No, I've never had octopus wieners. When was the last time you had a hot dog, Wiggles? I wanted to have a hot dog recently, but they were all freaking old. It was like used by last month's date, and it was brand new, and it was just frozen as hell, and I'm not sure if we should eat that. But yeah, apparently nobody ever ate the hot dogs and they went bad. Teenagers can be so cruel. I haven't had a hot dog in like months. I've always been short for my age. Why couldn't they pick on somebody their own size? Paradoxically, my short stature only made me into an even bigger target. I just couldn't catch a break. I don't know about that. A lot of famous chefs are men, aren't they? People don't make fun of them. True. That's because they're famous, and I'm not. Some boys in my school made their own lunches, and they never got teased. Maybe it's different in the city. People might be more accepting. All I know is cooking was always considered something sissies did. Kinda like sewing. That's why I never wanted to learn. It is true. Anybody who sews is a sissy. I can confirm. We had like a knitting club in my high school. And I forgot who it was, but one of my male friends was in a knitting club, and I would always give him shit for it. Pepe hands, why can't all MILFs be MILFy? Wiggles, let me tell you, man. In anime, MILFs can be MILFy, but I've seen some MILFs in real life that try to hook a man, a young stud, and they're not the MILFs you want, trust me, buddy. I had hot dogs a few days ago, nice. Ronzo, what's going on? How's your week been? I never would have bought it if my mother had her accident. I sigh. A lot of things would have been different. It would have been easier for everyone involved, but at least I learned a few life skills. I can hand sew, machine sew, and knit. Damn, I would have bullied you in high school, Wiggles. I'm gonna be honest. I won't bully you now, but I would have bullied you in high school. That's pretty cool, though. I kind of wish that I knew how to knit, because I want to, like, I don't know, I feel like it'd be interesting to, like, design my own hat, like a nice winter hat and stuff. But I don't know about sewing. I don't know. I feel like if something is, like, torn and, like, needs to be sewn, if it's not, like, a bad tear, then I can just donate it and buy something new. I don't know. I definitely don't buy enough new clothes. I tend to, like, keep things until they're, like, really worn out. Because it's like, who the hell am I trying to impress? I already have so many different shirts anyway. Sag, I want a Milfy Milf Pepsi hands. Is that really what you want, Wiggles? You really want a Milfy Milf? Would you really consider, if you had the opportunity in real life, marrying a pretty woman who already has a child? Could you do that? Because for a lot of people, that's a hurdle. My week has been a week. The heat's been driving me mad, but I'm doing okay. I mean, yeah, it's getting pretty hot in a lot of places. I've been hanging in there. I have 2 fans, and I leave my door open as well. But it's definitely getting hot. I was walking around today in the heat, and I don't know. I survived, but it's not pleasant. At least I learned a few life skills. I shake my head. I don't really want to think about my mother right now. I put my life on hold for 5 years to help her, and though I don't regret it, I'd rather not dwell on the past. Physically, I've left Aomori, and yet, maybe mentally, my mind is still shackled to my old life. I want to do those things too, Wiggles. Wait, what? You want to find yourself a Milf, Ronzo? Is that why you're hanging out with Kit? Dang. NTR. Wiggles easy 3-step program to get a Milfy Milf? Well, man, tell me more about the 3-step program. What's step 1? Where does it begin? What's going on, Lord? How you doing today, bud? Speaking of which, back in my school, almost all the guys bought their food from the cafeteria. Or the convenience store. I don't know if you tell me about your high school experiences, guys. Did you have good cafeteria food? Because I remember, like, when I was in elementary school and middle school, you didn't have a choice. Like, everybody got the same meal on a given day. So maybe, like, some days were popcorn chicken day. Maybe some days were, like, some sort of pasta day. Right? So everybody got the same thing. So then I got to high school, and they had a cafeteria, and you could choose what you want to eat. You buy what you want. And that was, like, revolutionary to me at the time. Like, whoa, there's a menu, I could buy things. And they usually had the same thing every day, like pizza sticks, ham and cheese sandwiches, grilled chicken sandwich, you know, the hamburgers, cheeseburgers, you know, different things. But it was cool at first, but then it was kind of weird, right? Because me and my friends would notice that, like, the pizza sticks would, like, mess up our stomachs somehow, and it would just also, like, not be that good. Like, you would eat 1.5 and then not the rest because it just started to suck after the first one. I never had the burgers. I didn't trust their burgers because, you know, it's a high school cafeteria. It's definitely not going to be quality. I used to get the grilled chicken sometimes, which was good, but it would also be cold, which was weird because sometimes I would have lunch at, like, the first lunch period at 11 a.m. and the grilled chicken sandwich would still be cold, and I'm like, well, it's fresh out the freaking oven. It hasn't been sitting here. Why is it cold? And then, so usually, like, the go-to would be a ham and cheese sandwich. That was, like, the safest thing you could get, which was sad because it was like everything else should have been good, but it was whack. They also had breakfast, and breakfast was banging. If you got there early and you got, like, the freaking bacon, egg, and cheese, like, yo, that was, like, freaking top tier bacon, egg, and cheese. They also have really good $1 chocolate chip cookies. I don't know if you guys had, like, good desserts in your high school, but, like, I don't know. They didn't have, like, not everything was good, but they had, like, a few things that were, like, really, really top tier. No, I want to sew? You want to sew? Is it so you can sew your victims back together to hide the evidence of your torture? Find a cute, nice, cute woman. Marry the woman. Get her pregnant. There, Milfy, Milf, Milf. Okay, so she's not a Milf when you meet her, but you turn her into a Milf. Fair. I'm doing good, Nico. How are you doing? I'm doing alright. I was at a doctor today. I got an x-ray, but, nothing major. They think I might have a pinched nerve. I don't know. We'll see. Elementary and middle school food was nasty, but high school food, I miss it. Yeah, that's my boat. Elementary school and middle school were, like, terrible. I think the only thing that was good in elementary school and middle school was, like, the pastas. Like, if you had, like, mac and cheese or something. It's hard to screw up pasta, but everything else was bad. I remember my dad had a story from back when he was in, like, elementary school. So my dad said that when he was in elementary school, he was about to eat a hot dog one time, and then his teacher came and, like, fucking karate chopped his hot dog in half, and he was like, yo, what the fuck? And then he looked at his hot dog and it was green inside. So his teacher, like, somehow saved him. His teacher somehow knew that the fucking hot dog was molded. I didn't have a cafeteria in my high school, too small. Oh, damn. We had a big cafeteria, and I think each time we had lunch, the cafeteria would be able to fit around 500 students. Because each grade level had about 300 to 400 kids. So we had about 1,600 kids in our school. So, and 3 lunch periods. So about 500 kids each lunch period. It was pretty good, man. I miss those times. I miss, like, especially senior year. Because my table was, like, me, another guy, and then I think the rest of them were girls, like 6 girls. And I remember there was this one girl that was just, like, I think this is the nicest way I could put it. She was, like, scuff in a lot of ways, alright? She was very scuff, let's just say. So me being a bully, I would make fun of her and like pretend that I was like watching her eat. I was doing like a nature documentary, like look at the wild so and so, the way they eat their food. And I don't know, back then I was really good at doing it, at making fun of her in that way. I can't really redo it now. I don't know how I was so good at it back then, but anyway. So the other girls that were with me, they would laugh, but then they would also like chastise me. You know, they would laugh and like say I'm an asshole at the same time, yet they were laughing and having a good time with it. So yeah, it is what it is. We all got along. You know what I mean? But we bust each other's chops. Milf high school cafeteria Thursday. Hell yeah. I only lived like 1.5 blocks from the school. I just went home. Yo, you're lucky though, cause like I know there's like some schools that do that. Like if you want to go out for lunch, they just let you fucking go out for lunch, which is great. My school didn't let us do that, which kind of sucked because there were some like good restaurants like a block away from the school. Like we had KFC and a bunch of other things, but they wouldn't let us go out. So our options during lunchtime, we had 3 options. We could go to the cafeteria and eat, or we could go to the library and work on homework if we didn't want to eat, or we could go to physical education and like play basketball with them or whatever. So some people used to do that. They used to just go get another PE period if they really liked PE. Most of the time I went to lunch and ate, but sometimes I would go to the cafeteria with my friends. I mean, not the cafeteria, the library. But yeah, I don't know, man. I miss high school, man. Like, I was thinking about that earlier today. I was thinking about like freshman year and all that stuff, like being 14. Freshman year wasn't the best year of high school. I would say junior and senior year were. Sophomore year was pretty cool, but like junior and senior year were bussin'. Some really lucky guys ate lunches made by their girlfriends. They were envied by everyone. Having a girlfriend to make your lunch was something of a status symbol. It was the same at my school too. The boys in my class always bragged when their girlfriends cooked for them. Hey Mitsuki. Kyoko looks at me mischievously, her eyes sparkle. Did any girls ever make you lunch when you were a teenager? Yeah, every day. But really? Mm-hmm, if you count my mom as a girl, that is. I laugh, shaking my head, and Kyoko pouts. Jeez, you tricked me. Man, what else do you expect from Mitsuki, bro? Like, come on now. But if it was such an obvious trick, do you really think a guy like me would be popular with the girls? I don't see why not. Ha, now you're the one poking fun at me, Kyoko. Guess I deserve it for being a smartass. I laugh and Kyoko soon joins in. Huh? What is it? What are you laughing about? Oh, it's nothing. Never you mind. Yeah, tell him I don't get it because it ain't funny, bro. But I want to know. There you go, Ranzo. Your favorite girl, dragging out words again. Did Mitsuki say something stupid? Just something funny, dear. I don't believe it. Boys always say stupid things. That's why they get in trouble. Miss Hanazawa had to scold Keiji in class last week because he told Miho people in England eat erasers. Miho believes everything Keiji says, so she took a bite out of her eraser and then she started crying. Jesus. That Keiji sounds like a troublemaker. He is. He's a really bad boy. Not like me. I'm good. That's right. You are good. You're the nicest, sweetest, most adorable daughter in the world. And I don't eat erasers either. I should hope not. I'd like to think my food tastes better than whatever it is erasers are made out of. Are they made from rubber? I'm not sure. I've never thought to check. It's okay, Mitsuki. Don't worry. Your food is really good. Heh, maybe you should have learned how to cook when you were younger, Mitsuki. There might be a bit of a stigma against it, but I'm sure your female classmates would have been impressed with your skills. Dang. Do you really think so? That's how you bag, bro? You gotta cook? Bro, I know how to cook. And I've cooked for girls. I've made baked goods for girls, but I think the problem is that when I cook for girls and I bake for them, they're usually always like married or have a boyfriend. I don't think I've shared with single girls. Just because I don't know any single girls. Pretty much everybody has a partner these days. Women tend to like men who can help out around the house, and nobody can turn down an octopus wiener. What the heck is that? Is that your hand sanitizer? What the frick? Why are you posting a hand sanitizer? Isn't that right, Tama? You trying to tell me you got the vid, Ronzo? Did you get the vid? Yep. You see? People say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, but the same can be applied to women, too. We're not all that different, really. I wish I'd heard that piece of advice when I was younger. Maybe I could have used it to my advantage. You tried to steal the hearts of all your female classmates with your cooking? I could have given it a shot. It's way too late to redo things now, but I glanced down at Tama. At least my cooking's managed to net me one new ally. And maybe I find myself thinking wistfully, within time, I might be able to reach Kyoko's heart too. Bro, you're already there, bro. So if I cook, I can complete step 1 easier? Tell me about your culinary experience, Wiggles, because you haven't mentioned being a chef that much. Do you do much of the cooking, whether it's for yourself or some of the other people in your household? And if so, what types of foods do you cook? What's with all this hand sanitizer, bro? Listen, Ronzo, if you got the COVID, man, just keep a social distance from Wiggles, alright? We gotta keep him safe. After Kyoko has a quick bath, it proceeds smoothly this time, uninterrupted by an overeager Tama. She sits with me at the table in the center of the room. Kyoko toweled herself dry after her bath, but her skin is flush pink and her long black hair is slightly damp. A few droplets of moisture cling to her skin, making it glisten. Also, let me know how the volume is, guys. Because sometimes the game volume be kind of loud. Might lower it just a little bit, just in case. I can cook sidekicks? What do you mean sidekicks? You mean side dishes? Like french fries and stuff? If I were a poet, maybe I'd liken her to a flower shining with early morning dew. The sanitizer's for you, not me. What do I need sanitizer for, fam? But I'm not, so I guess I'll settle for a vastly more simplified, she looks hot. 2 cups of green tea sit on the table before us, exuding thin trails of steam in the air. The smell of green tea powder mingles with the faint, subtle aroma of Kyoko's perfume. It's a warm, relaxing sort of smell that's making me feel a touch drowsy. Bro, I wish I were drowsy right now. I want to go to sleep, bro. I can get my mom to teach me. She has the best cooking I've ever had. Ooh, really now? What are some of your mom's best dishes? No, it's a meal? That's what it's called? Sidekicks? That Canadian thing? I've never heard of that. I'm gonna look that up. My freaking leg fell asleep. So I'm gonna have to like slowly wake this up. Sidekicks meal. Oh, it seems to be like a pre-packaged pasta. That's interesting. I try to stay away from those things only because they usually have a lot of salt. Like the other day I wanted to have like soup, right? So I had like a regular chicken noodle soup and then I had ramen, obviously pre-packaged stuff. And I looked at them, the regular soup had 1600 milligrams of sodium, 55% of the daily value. I was like, hell no. And I looked at the ramen, 1200 milligrams of sodium, still very high. And I was like, hell no. So yeah. Sodium is not good for my family because a lot of people in my family have high blood pressure. I don't have it yet, but I don't want to develop it. So Mitsuki, as you know, I didn't have a chance to tutor you last week, and I've been feeling a little guilty about it. Oh, but you could tutor me all night, baby. I forgot Nico has legs. Yeah, unlike Nari, I have legs. Believe it or not, long, sexy legs. She can cook dill pickle soup. It's amazing. I have not had that. But I do want to have, like, I want to try more soups. You know what I heard is really good? Italian wedding soup. Have you had that, Wiggles? I had some urgent business to take care of. Yes, well... She knows what the urgent business is. Him fapping to her being naked in the bath. Kyoko coughs delicately. I said I'd help you with your studies, and I don't want to go back on my word. A bargain is a bargain, after all. Heh, now you sound like a witch in a fairy tale. Not a wicked witch, I hope. Well, I wonder. As a single mother, I can assure you that I don't need any more children. Oh god. Your firstborn is safe from me. Dang, she's saying she don't want to have my children? I have very low BP. Yeah, you told me, Wiggles. You told me your numbers one time. And that shit sounded terrifying. That sounded definitely worrisome. Definitely worrisome. The lowest that I've had is 90/60. If my monitor is to be trusted. Usually when I go to get it done at a doctor, it's higher, but still like pretty manageable, not bad. I don't think I've been over 140/90, which is good. And I haven't been under 90/60, so I've stayed within the decent range. My legs are very sexy, especially if I was female. I have had Italian wedding soup. It's good? Dang. How did you have it, Wiggles? Did your mom make it, or was it at a restaurant? One of my Italian friends, she gave me a recipe for it, but I never tackled it. I need to tackle it at some point. I'm sure you're a better parent than I could ever be, Kyoko. You're way more mature. But you're a better cook. I had more of an opportunity to learn. I had opportunities too. My mother taught me bits and pieces, but I never really paid attention. There were always other, more interesting things to do. But you can make cute octopus wieners. Oh yes, my octopus wieners are unparalleled. Maybe we should have a contest then. That might be fun. We could ask Tama to be the judge. We all know she'll be unbiased. She has no sense of loyalty towards her poor mother. Huh? What did you say about me? Nothing, dear. I was just telling Mitsuki how much I love you. Well, of course you do. I'm the bestest daughter in the whole wide world. Damn. Tama right, though. Tama right. No, my best friend's mom made it. Oh, dang. Nice. The best thing that I've had at a friend's house was... Jesus, this was a long time ago, Wiggles. This was about 13 years ago, I think. My friend's mom made... ravioli with cheese and spinach inside of it, and it was really banging. It was good. And then I saw Costco had frozen ravioli with spinach and cheese inside, so I bought it at Costco. I figured it might be the same, but it wasn't the same. It was definitely better when my friend's mom made it. I don't know if hers was like homemade and not frozen food. I'm sure it was frozen food, but I don't know. Hers was better. Indeed you are. Kyoko blows a kiss in Tama's direction and Tama giggles, contented. So, back to business. Which subject do you need the most help with, Mitsuki? That would probably be English. It's so different from Japanese, I don't even know where to begin. Memorizing everything is a huge headache. I like how, like, Japanese people act like English is hard. But, like, bro, it's just 26 letters. Granted, we have some... unusual, you know, words that don't follow their typical letter sounds, and we have other crazy things like digraphs and vowel teams, but like, at least we don't got 2,000 kanji, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Kyoko likes octopus wieners. Nico smug. Dang, that means she likes it when her wieners have like 8 tentacles, bro. I don't think you got one like that, Wiggles. Kyoko grins wickedly, her incisors glinting. Her smile has never looked more fearsome. In fact, it kind of reminds me of the creepy monster faces piped onto the Mr. Donuts during Halloween. Yo, dude, they're making me want a donut, and I've been trying to resist the urge for donuts this week, man. I think tomorrow I might get a chocolate cake though. I'm like caving, bro. I'm caving. That's the word. Crap, I can feel chills going up my spine. I'm starting to get a bad feeling about this. Kyoko, why are you laughing like that? Oh, nothing. I was just thinking. Kyoko's eyes sparkle. English was one of my better subjects back in high school. It was? I've always been interested in languages. I even used to dream about being an English teacher myself before. Kyoko casts a quick glance at her daughter, who's still ensconced with a quiz show on TV. Well, putting that to one side, I used to help my friends with their English skills before we had tests. We'd get together after school and study in the library. Sometimes they came back to my house. Alright guys, let me tell you a study story that made me angry. So one time when I was in uni, one of my friends sort of organized a study group for 4 people, me, her, a dude that I was cool with, and I think there was one more girl there. And I met up with them. I agreed to go, even though I didn't really need to be there because I was already a straight A student, so it's not like it was gonna help me any. But I agreed to go, that because I figure, you know, help my friends, hang out with them, why not? And the girl who freaking organized it, she rips my freaking flash drive out of my laptop, plugs it into hers, and then copies over all of my notes without asking. And it freaking pissed me off because, like, flash drives, you're supposed to click to eject them, like, safely. And she just freaking rips it out of my PC without warning and just copies my whole freaking folder. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Even the people there, the 2 people there were like, bro, that's not cool. But yeah. Then, another girl invited me to a study group. And that one was normal. That one went well. We actually helped each other. She helped me, I helped her. We didn't rip each other's flash drives out of the PCs. And that one was cool. So sometimes they're cool, but sometimes your friends are assholes. But anyway. No, Japanese and English are polar opposites. If you know one, the other is actually pretty hard to learn. Really? You think so, huh? I don't have 8 tentacles. Sag, Pepsi hands. Damn, Wiggles. Wiggles, I think you need to improve upon your 3-step plan. Make it a 4-step plan that involves getting tentacles. I used to help my friends with their English skills before we had tests. We'd get together after school and study in the library. Sometimes they came back to my house. My mom made us snacks and brought us cups of tea. And we stay up in our pajamas going over compound nouns and conjunctions. Ooh, all night? I suppress a shudder. That sounds like hell. I hope she's not expecting me to study English with her for hours on end. I like being with Kyoko, but I don't like her quite that much. What? You don't like her quite that much, bro? Look at them bazongas, bro. I'm not a masochist, you know? Oh no, don't have that attitude. Studying is never hell, Mitsuki. Well, Kyoko reconsiders. It might be hard work at first, particularly if you're not used to it, but I think it can be rather fun. I love learning about the world, and I particularly love learning new ways to communicate with other people. How else can we make ourselves understood, if not through words? I'm very grateful I was able to study English in school. I just wish I'd been able to continue my education. I still don't know everything that I'd like to, but I should know more than enough to help you. Now, let's get to work. We don't have a moment to spare. You sure are fired up about this. Of course I am. Teaching was one of my passions. I'm glad I have a willing pupil I can sink my claws into. Did she just say claws? Whatever happened to good old-fashioned hands? She isn't going to hurt me, is she? Don't worry. Yeah, Japanese follows its rules and is, as far as I know, phonetically constant. Yeah, I agree with that. I believe it is. English, on the other hand, doesn't follow any of its rules. Yeah, that's true. I'm going to take my time to mold you into a fine young polyglot, Mitsuki. Why does that sound like so much of a threat? You know what that reminds me of, Wiggles? So, when I was in uni, one of my female friends, she was studying Japanese. And I guess for her, Japanese was a little bit difficult, like pronouncing words, even if they were in Romanji already. So anyway, she shows me a word in Japanese, but with, you know, the English alphabet. And she's like, pronounce this. And I pronounced it flawlessly. And she just got so pissed. And I always remember that. Well, and then she's like, yeah, that was perfect. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Why did you want me to fail? It's Japanese. Saying Japanese words when they're in Romanji are just not that hard. Since when was Kyoko such a demon? If I make any mistakes, is she gonna punish me? What if she drips hot candle wax on my bare skin? Or worse! I don't want to lose my head. Now let's see, did you bring any of your textbooks with you? I have half a mind to excuse myself while I still can, but I've never seen Kyoko look this enthused about anything before, other than her daughter. She really does sound like she's enjoying herself. I wonder, could she be using me as a means to act out her old life? Does she want to pretend, if only for an hour or so, that she's a student again, helping her friends study for an exam in the library after school? If that's the case, I don't want to spoil her momentary illusion. I'll play along for now, and who knows, I might actually learn something. I'm not counting on it, but it's a distinct possibility. I brought a few books with me in my bag. Let me go and get it. No, that just won't do at all, Mitsuki. I beg your pardon? You can't address me in such an informal manner when I'm acting as your teacher. That would earn you a trip to the headmaster's office for sure. But you're not my teacher, you're my neighbor. And she's only a year older than me too. Be that as it may, Kyoko folds her arm across her chest. Wow, that sure is a fearsome pout she's got going on. You have to play along properly, it's just no fun otherwise. But I thought you used to tutor your classmates all the time. Gotta go, heading back to Mom's house? Alright, Wiggles, thanks for stopping by, bud. Take it easy, hopefully you get some good Mom's cooking tonight. I did, but you're not my classmate now, are you? You might not be paying me any money, but you're my pupil, and I'd rather to be addressed like any real teacher should. And here I was thinking she wanted to live out some rosy, nostalgic daydream about being back in high school. I wanted to believe that Kyoko could regard me as a fellow classmate, or else an attractive senior. Yeah, right, she's been admiring from afar. I shouldn't have gotten my hopes up. I'm not Kyoko's classmate. In Kyoko's head, I'm not even her equal. Right now, I'm nothing more than her pupil. Alright, I see how it is. I bowed my head in subjugation, my whole face flushed. I'm sorry, teacher. What was that? I can't hear you if you don't speak up. I said I'm sorry, teacher. Heh, that's better. Heh. I've always wanted to be called teacher. Yo, she's only 24? Yeah, she's 24. She had her daughter when she was around 17 or 18. I tried to get my friends to call me that during our study sessions, but they didn't listen. They never took me seriously, though I'm the one who helped them pass their English exams. It's so unfair. Everyone thought I was a pushover. Even my father said I was too demure to ever make it as a teacher. He wanted me to be an office lady instead. Jesus Christ. Well, I'll show him. I'll show all of them. Again with that creepy laugh. It feels like something dangerous has awoken inside Kyoko's heart. Is it too late to run away? Alas, I feel like my fate has already been sealed. This is so unfair. But I was thinking, teacher sounds good, but there's all sorts of other respectful terms you could use to address me. Things like mistress, or ma'am, or even boss. Commander doesn't sound bad either. Commander? What is she supposed to be now? Some kind of feudal warlord? I'm 21, totally not weird for me to get in bed with her? I mean, you know, whatever floats your boat. Would that make me a serf, tilling the fields and genuflecting whenever my master rides by? That's far too humiliating. Kyoko, despite her outward appearance, isn't soft or sweet, and she definitely isn't delicate. This woman really is terrifying. Kyoko's kind of scary when she gets serious. The days continue to trickle by one, like water running down a window pane. I go to Kyoko's apartment during the weekends to babysit Tama, and when Kyoko comes home from work, she tutors me. Kyoko can be my mistress, Nebgasm? Man, you not gonna use the other new emote you got? A new passionate side of Kyoko's character I've never seen before emerges during our one-on-one sessions. It's less of a slow, steady metamorphosis such as a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, but something rather more sudden and dynamic, like a phoenix erupting from the flames. My teacher, or commander as she prefers to be called, is ruthless when the subject of my self-improvement is involved. She actually gives me homework, and she's threatened to let Tama cut my hair if I don't finish it in time. It's a rather unorthodox method of teaching, but it does the job. I paid my education little heed during the early days, but now I have a real impetus to try and improve myself. I want to get better, not just at English, but at everything else too. I have to get better. If I don't, I'll have to kiss my hair and my ears, most likely. Goodbye. Segs? Wiggles, do you want to segs the Kyoko? I don't trust Tama with a pair of scissors. That's a surefire recipe for disaster. I start studying in earnest the moment I return home from cram school, and when I'm not studying, I'm brushing up on my cooking skills. Sometimes I invite the Himuro family to my apartment to try new dishes I've made, and at other times Kyoko invites me to her apartment so I can help her with a particularly tricky recipe. Then the three of us sit down and eat together, just like a real family would. Back in April, my life was as shapeless as a tent without any poles. Now, however, I finally found 4 cornerstones that can keep me anchored. cram school, independent study, cooking, and the Himuro family. 4 main points of interest might not seem like much to base a life around, but it's better than what I had before. I mean, it sounds great to me. 4 points of interest, that's awesome. It's better than nothing. Finally, my life has some semblance of order, a structure, a purpose. When my mother calls me on the phone to ask me how I am, I no longer need to lie to her. I'm not just doing fine, as I've told her so many times before. I'm actually doing well, and it's all because of the Himuro family. I really do owe them a lot. Definitely nice. You gotta see, Wiggles, some of the better like art visuals with her in it. Like last week there was a good one. I think it was when they showed her as a waitress at her job. That piece of art of her looked really good. And there's gonna be a beach one in the future that's probably gonna be pretty good too. Before I know it, 2 months have passed and the cool spring days have given way to a mellow June. Soon the summer will, well and truly begin. The temperatures are set to skyrocket and all the schools will be closed during the holidays, my cram school included. For now, however, my daily routine continues much as it has during the months that preceded it. At least that's what I thought would happen, but what do I know? Life has a habit of taking me by surprise, and so it does one Thursday evening. Ah, sorry if I'm a bit late. I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. Oh no, we only just got here ourselves. 10 minutes before you did. Tama points an accusatory finger at me. You're late, Mitsuki. You have to pay the penalty. Ahaha, and what penalty is that? You have to buy me an ice cream sundae, the one with all the toppings. Hey, Tama. Kyoko bops her daughter over the head, but she doesn't use any real force. I'm the one who invited Mitsuki here. He's our guest, so I should pay the bill. What? Oh. No, you don't need to go that far, since I'm the man, and I'm the one with the job. Good point. Why don't we split the bill and go half and half? I don't know, that doesn't seem fair. I don't want you to pay for Tama's food too, and believe me, for such a small girl, she really can eat. I'm the best at eating in my school, that's why I'm gonna take part in the bread eating race at the sports festival. Holy cannoli. You know, that reminds me, man, they got like the melon puns in like those Japanese stores. And I only had it one time, a melon pun, but it was actually pretty good. I would like to have it again. Oh, your sports festival is coming up? Yep, it's this weekend. Well, good for you. I hope you get a gold meal. A gold medal. What the heck? A gold meal? A gold meal might taste pretty good, though. Who knows? Take care, Wiggles. Thanks again for popping in, bud. I don't want a medal. I can't eat that. I just want the bread. Aha, what a pure, simple girl. I glance around the interior of Petite Jardin curiously, hoping my shirt doesn't clash too horribly with the cheap and cheerful interior decor. I've never fussed over my appearance before going to a family restaurant before, but I must have tried on and discarded at least 5 shirts and 2 pairs of pants today. The Hirumoros, by contrast, are wearing what they always wear. Tama in her denim dungarees and Kyoko in her white sweater. And how did I end up coming to Petite Jardin of all places? Well, it all began with a text message. Kyoko and I exchanged numbers when I first started babysitting Tama, but it's rare she ever messages me, particularly during weekdays. That's why I was so surprised when after finishing cram school for the day, I found this message on my phone. Would you like to go out to Petite Jardin with me and Tama this evening, say around 6 p.m? It's my treat to thank you for being such a good babysitter. I also have something I'd like to discuss with you. Of course, if you're too busy, that's also fine. Kyoko X. For text, it was a bit over long, but that's how Kyoko is. She has a habit of texting as though she imagines every message she sends is a huge inconvenience, with preemptive apologies laced into her words. Her texts never read like something a friend would send me, but the little kisses appended to the end of her messages make my heart flutter. I mean, it was just an X, bro. It wasn't an XOXO. It was just a singular X. I don't know if that counts. Of course, I replied in the affirmative, and that's how I got here. Now I wonder what Kyoko wants. She isn't gonna confess her love for me, is she? I wish. I shift in my seat, my pants rubbing against my plastic chair. The chair's legs screech against the floor and Tama winces. I hate that sound, Mitsuki. I'm sorry. Good, you should be. Jesus Christ. Why are you squirming so much anyway? No reason. Tama looks unconvinced. Did somebody at school drop a worm down your pants? What? No, where'd you come up with that idea? I didn't come up with it. Keiichi did. Keiichi again, huh? That name crops up a lot when I'm with Tama. What did he do this time? He dug up a worm in the playground during break and dropped it down the back of Miho's dress. Oh no, poor Miho. What did she do? She cried, and then Yuki told the teacher, and Keiichi had to stay inside for the rest of break time and write lines. Huh, serves him right. Little boys who bully girls are the worst. He sounds like a real louse of a kid. From what I've heard, he's always making mischief. I think his mother might be to blame for his wicked ways, though. She spoils him. No, Keiichi is the one who spoils everything. I hate him. Now, you shouldn't be so rude about your classmate. But he's rude to me. He said you and Daddy split up because I was an ugly baby. Damn. Oh, he did he? That's right. Well, the next time he says that, you tell him he's wrong. You were an ugly baby, and that's not the reason your father left us. Your father was a coward. That's all there is to it. You have nothing to blame yourself for, dear. I see. But it doesn't look like Tama really sees at all, and I can't blame her. The complexities of adult relationships can require a lot of untangling. It must be hard for a kid to get her head around it. Hey, Mama? Yes, what is it? Keiichi said a funny word today, but I don't know what it means. And what word was that exactly? Divorce. Do you know what that is? Oh, it's when a mommy and daddy don't want to stay together anymore. So one of them leaves? That's right. Is that why I don't have a papa? Did you and Papa do the divorce? Well, Kyoko sighs and shakes her head. Not exactly, no. I was never married to your daddy. We couldn't get divorced to begin with. I see. Tama's face wrinkles. That's confusing. Being adult often is, sweetie. Then I don't want to grow up. Me neither. So, Kyoko smiles bravely and attempts to change the subject. Do you know what you want to eat, Tama? Omelet rice. I thought so. What about you, Mitsuki? I'll try the spaghetti carbonara. That's one of Petite Jardin's most popular dishes, isn't it? Oh, that's right. I haven't tried the spaghetti here for a while myself. Maybe I should have that too. Heh, eating at the place you work can't be very exciting. You're probably sick of seeing this menu by now. Just a little, but this restaurant is rather close to our apartment. I thought meeting here would be convenient. Convenient? I wanted to thank you for looking after Tama, but also, Kyoko brushes a strand of her hair behind her ear. I hope this doesn't sound presumptuous, and you don't need to agree, especially as you've done so much for me already, but... she's using the same tone she did in her text message. This must mean she's going to ask me a favor in 3, 2, 1. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind helping me with something, and there it is. I totally knew this was going to happen. I'm almost a psychic. Well, that depends on what the something is. Is it about Tama? That's right, like Tama said, her sports festival is coming up soon. I was able to take a day off work for it, and I'm very happy, but Tama's school has also arranged another event the following weekend, but I don't think I'll be able to make it. I don't want to take too many days off, you see. I can't really afford it. I think I can see where this is going. So do you want me to pitch in? Only if you wouldn't mind. If it's not possible, I can take Tama, but well, I thought you might be better at it than I am. Oh, and what is this event? We're gonna cook together. Cooking? That's right, Tama's teacher thought it might be fun to run an event at the weekend so parents and their children can bond. It's about cooking together. Tama's been looking forward to it for a while, but I've been working weekends recently and I don't think I can attend. Besides, Kyoko looks at her niece shyly, her face tinged pale pink. I'm not very good at cooking anyway. Mitsuki's food is much better than yours. You see? Kyoko giggles bashfully. Leave it to Tama to be brutally honest. I would probably benefit from a few cooking classes, but I can't really spare the time. I don't want to cancel though. Tama's been so excited about it. I want to cook. We're gonna make curry. My curry will be much more delicious than Keiichi's. She already promised her class she'd be there, so Kyoko claps her hands together in prayer and bows her head. Would you mind helping us, please? Well, I don't know. I'd like to help, but didn't you say this was an event for parents and their children? I like Tama and all, but I'm not related to her. I know you're not, but you two get along so well, just like siblings. Then that would make you my mother? Oh, don't think about it too much. I don't think the school will mind. I can call them in advance and let them know. I'll say that you're a family friend. That isn't a lie. That's right, you're a friend, Mitsuki, a good friend. Tama beams at me, her expression devoid of any malice. After a bit of a bumpy start, Tama's started to open up to me. It must be the experiments I've been letting her conduct in the kitchen. Apparently, the way to securing Tama's undying allegiance isn't through food, it's letting her shape mincemeat and whisk egg yolks. What a messy girl she is. I'm concerned I won't be able to rein in Tama's more destructive impulses in public, and I feel awkward about acting as her surrogate parent, but I have been cooking with Tama for a while now. I'm sure it'll be fine. Plus, I'm interested in meeting with this Keiichi I've heard so much about. If attending this event will make the Himeros happy, I don't have much of a choice. Alright, then I'll do it. Yay! Tama jumps to her feet and throws her hands in the air, a bright smile on her face. Mitsuki said he'll come. We should all order a sundae. I want the biggest one with fruits and a caramel pudding on top. Tama! Kyoko tries to shush her daughter, whose merrymaking is drawing quite a bit of attention. Don't make so much noise in public, please. And you can't order a huge sundae just yet. You haven't even had your omelet rice. Boo! Tama pouts and flops down on her chair, deflated like a burst balloon. I want a sundae. Why don't we have it later? You mean I can have one? If your mother doesn't mind, we can all split it. It'll be a reward. For what? It can celebrate your assured victory in the bread eating contest during the sports festival and the super delicious curry we'll make together. We are going to beat Keiichi, right? Right. Well, the sundaes are quite excessive, but Kyoko smiles gently. It's been a while since I had anything sweet to eat. I suppose I can live dangerously every once in a while. Kyoko giggles to herself like a naughty schoolgirl, and I can't help but smile with her. I'm still concerned going to Tama's school with a huge hassle, but at the same time, I'm glad Kyoko asked me. I almost feel like part of the family. Hell yeah, fam. Have I finally found a place where I belong? That's how, the following Saturday, I go somewhere I never would have dreamed of visiting on my own. Instead of place being an elementary school, I came to the city so I could progress with my academic studies, not regress. It's been a long time since I set foot inside an elementary school. Coming to a place like this after 15 years feels decidedly strange, but Tama's school is nothing like my old elementary school in Aomori. The school grounds are pretty expansive with a gymnasium, a track course, and even a swimming pool. We never had a swimming pool in our elementary school. Whenever we had swimming lessons, which wasn't very often, we had to troop to the local pool under the supervision of our hairy gym teacher. I only catch a glimpse of the school pool in the distance before Tama pulls me into the main building, but it's enough to make my heart prickle with envy. The education budget in the city's certainly higher than it is out in the sticks. I never thought it at the time, but now I'm starting to wonder. Did I lead an impoverished childhood? I feel like I'm missing out here. If the exterior of Tama's school is impressive, however, that's nothing compared to the interior. The walls are white and shiny, the shoe lockers are remarkably unscuffed, and there are so many rooms. My old school, by comparison, looked like something from the 1960s, probably because it was. I think my school was built a little after World War II, and the last time it was refurbished would have been back when my parents were still children. It certainly showed, too. Our shoe lockers didn't close properly, our desks had wonky legs, and the wooden floors creaked alarmingly with every step. I was afraid of the warped wooden floor of my school when I was a kid. I was always worried I'd fall through it. Forget ghost stories, our school was scary enough on its own merits, without rumors of haunted busts of Da Vinci in the art room. In fact, I don't think we had an art room. During art class, we used to slap old newspapers down on the table and call it a day. Tama doesn't know how lucky she is. Her school's so large and modern, everything's so clean, the city sure is amazing. Mitsuki, we're here! Ah, that's right. After a fair bit of walking and an awful lot of gawping, we finally arrived at our destination, the cookery classroom. The classroom is large and spacious, like the rest of Tama's school. Everything looks very new and shiny. I like how it looks like Toadski Academy from Food Wars. It almost feels like I've walked onto the set of a washing up commercial. There are several workstations set up, all with sparkling counters and their own sinks. The cookery equipment looks expensive, but I should have expected as much, really. I mean, this school has a pool! The classroom is already filled with children and parents alike, many of whom are wearing aprons. Tama spies a young boy with brown hair and a band-aid on his cheek and dashes towards him, smiling smugly. Hey, Keiichi! Tama? The boy with the band-aid turns his head. So, I guess this is the infamous Keiichi. He looks every bit as unruly as I imagined, from his messy hair to his baggy pants. Hey, so you really did show up. Of course I showed up. I told you I was gonna make the yummiest curry here. Much yummier than yours. Yeah. Keiichi waves one hand carelessly. I thought that was all talk. I figured you'd bail at the last minute just like always. I don't bail, I'm not a coward. But your mommy never comes to things like this. She didn't show up at the sports festival last year or parent-teacher day. That's because my mom was busy with work. Too busy to look after you? Keiichi, please. A tall, fashionable woman with dark hair cut into a neat bob approaches us. Her face is impeccably made up and gold earrings sparkle in her earlobes. Is that real gold? I can't tell, but she looks a little too prim and pristine to do any cooking. In her neat suit and black pencil skirt, she looks like a no-nonsense businesswoman. This can't be Keiichi's mother, can it? Don't be so rude to Tama. Food Wars Season 42? Bro, that's what I was saying earlier, right? It looks like a Food Wars setting. What's going on, Millennium? Don't be so rude to Tama. It isn't her fault that her mother is. The woman purses her lips together. So busy. You're busy too, Mom, but you always come to events like this. That's different, dear. I don't think so. If your mommy really cared about you, Tama, she wouldn't keep bailing on you. That's the truth. No, that isn't true at all, you stupid jerk. Mama doesn't bail on me. She doesn't want to. She can't help it, but it's different this time. Now I have Mitsuki with me. Mitsuki? I take the mention of my name as my cue to step in. That's me. My name is Mitsuki. Tanimura Mitsuki. Like the actress, you know? I don't believe I've heard of her, no? And I've never seen you before either. Are you related to Kyoko? I'm, a family friend. Pfft. Yeah, right. You don't have any friends, Tama. Shut up, Keiichi. But it's true. Nobody likes you and nobody wants to play with you. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Why would I? I'm just telling the truth. This guy can be your friend. But he's not your dad either. You don't have one of those. Everyone knows your dad walked out on you because you were such an ugly baby. Grr, Tama takes a step forward, hands clenched into fists and tears beating in her eyes. Worried that she's going to deck Keiichi across the face, I wouldn't blame her, but it might not reflect too well on me. I rest a restraining hand on Tama's shoulder. Alright, Tama, that's enough. You wouldn't want to hurt Keiichi, would you? Yes! Tama's not making any attempts at diplomacy any easier. What magical girl creates conflict like this? She'll never be able to cleanse people's hearts if she's always picking fights. Now, Tama, you don't really mean that, do you? I do mean it. I mean all of it. Stupid Keiichi hurt my feelings. Why can't I hurt him back? That's a fair point, but we can't settle our problems with violence. It's always better to talk things through. I can't talk to Keiichi. He always makes fun of me. Another fair point. Well, think about it this way. If you get into a fight, you might get sent home, and then you won't be able to make your delicious curry. Ah! This at least seems to soothe Tama's rage. She turns to look at me, her eyes large and imploring. I won't get any curry? Not if you act like a bad girl, no. But if I can't make any curry, I won't be able to beat Keiichi. I'm sure your mother would be disappointed too. She's looking forward to your curry, you know. She is? That's right. If you get sent home, Kyoko won't be able to try your food. Then she'll be really sad. She might even cry. For the sake of your mother's happiness, we need to do our best. Right. I don't want to make Mama sad. I'll be a good girl then, so I don't get sent home. I'll make some really yummy curry, and then Mama will eat it and she'll be happy. I won't let meat old Keiichi beat me. That's the spirit. I ruffle the top of Tama's already rumpled head, and she giggles obligingly. Keiichi's mother watches us, her lips pursed. I don't think I like the sound of that I've never heard a single syllable sound so judgmental before. Stranger though you may be, you seem to get along well with Tama. Well, I'd like to think that. She can be a bit of a handful sometimes, but she's a sweet girl deep down. Yes, well, I can understand if Tama has a few behavioral problems. Being raised by a single parent must be hard, though I'm sure Kyoko does her best. She does, I know she does. She always puts Tama first, no matter what. Yes, of course, I wasn't trying to imply that. I didn't mean... She sighs and shakes her head. Never mind. My name is Takagi Ayako. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mitsuki. Ah, same to you too. So, how long have you been living around here, if you don't mind me asking? You don't sound like you're from the city. There's no way he was born in the city. His voice is all funny. Ugh. I should have known my accent would give me away. It isn't quite as thick as my parents', but I guess it's impossible to fully exercise all traces of my countryside upbringing. I'm not ashamed of being bored in the sticks, but being teased by a literal child is rather embarrassing. Don't be rude, Keiichi. His voice isn't funny. His accent is just a bit different, that's all. Heh, different, that's one word for it. I think he sounds like a freak myself. Grr. I grit my teeth together. Part of me wants to give Ayako Spawn a hearty forehead flick, but I can't give in to temptation. That wouldn't set a good example for Tama. Guess I'll have to grin and bear it. I'm not from here, actually. I was born in a small village in Aomori. Aomori, I've never been myself, but I've heard it's very beautiful. Oh yeah, it's pretty. How can I describe it exactly? Pretty. Alright, that was pretty lackluster, but I think I got the point across. It was very green, I guess. There were lots of forests and fields. Hey, it sounds like a dump. Yeah, well, your face looks like a dump. Is what I like to say, but I'm being an adult right now, or pretending to at least, and I can't let Keiichi drag me down to his level. I need to be strong. Aomori's not like Kawasaki. It's true, but I was rather fond of it. It looks really nice in the winter when the trees are covered in snow and the sky is icy blue. I hear the winters in Aomori are rather cold though. Oh yeah, they lasted a long time, like a really long time. My village didn't have a high school, so I had to take a bus through all these countryside lanes to school. That was a huge headache when the roads got slammed with snow. I was always late to school in the winter. Oh my, how quaint. I suppose that's a polite way of saying how backwards. I've lived in Tokyo all my life, so I suppose I take our trains and buses for granted. I couldn't imagine missing work because of a bit of snow. Well, I've heard the snow doesn't pile up around here like it does back home. Haha, he said don't. Keiichi, please, don't be so confrontational, dear. So, Mitsuki, that's me. Ayako trains her eagle eyes on me once more. I swallow. This woman's starting to make me feel anxious. And when I get anxious, my accent gets more protracted than usual. I hope she doesn't think I'm some country bumpkin. So if I may be so bold as to ask, I mean, she's already asked me so many questions. What's one or two more? What'll it be next, Ayako? My blood type? My star sign? My turn-ons? In regards to the last one, probably not. What is a young man like yourself doing in Tokyo? Oh, well, this is nice and awkward. I'm having the time of my life. Not. I guess I could always tell a lie, but I'm not very good at lying. I guess I'll have to fudge the facts instead. I actually live in Kawasaki, but I came here so I could go to university. Ah, I see, so you're a student, are you? You look about that age. Well, sort of. I'm a student at a cram school, so it technically counts. I could come clean, but I really don't want to know how Ayako would react if she discovered I still haven't sat at my university entrance exams. With false sympathy and silent scorn, no doubt. And how do you know Kyoko? I didn't think she had many acquaintances in this city, though I believe she's lived here for a few years now. I can't pretend I know in any great detail though. She's always in such a hurry, rush, and well, you can't really blame her. Ayako sighs a sigh of long suffering in a manner that suggests she can and would blame Kyoko quite easily. I've always thought I should talk to her more, but I don't know how to approach a woman like that. She and I are from completely different worlds, you know? We're nothing at all alike. How did you do it, Mitsuki? Judging by the way Ayako speaks, you'd think Kyoko was some kind of alien. LMAO got Jujutsu vibes with that last question. You're a woman type? With that last question, with the what are you doing here? Hey, I want to tell her, don't talk smack about Kyoko, because she isn't here to defend herself. She's just a mom who loves her daughter, same as you. No, there's nothing weird about her at all. I wish I could say that, but I don't really want to start a fight. It doesn't seem worth it. In the end, I capitulate to Ayako's questioning and cough up an answer. We're neighbors. Neighbors? We're living in the same apartment building. I moved in a couple of months ago, and we got to know each other from there. I see. Another nod of her head. And are the two of you close? It would be nice if you were. I've always thought Kyoko needs a friend. Not like you did anything to help her, you two-faced Tengu. Well, I've been helping her babysit Tama for the last couple of months. We talk a little, but I don't know if we're really close. We are close! Tama? I look down at my charge, surprised. Her fingers are curled with mine protectively. Her eyes narrowed with determination. We're very, very close. Me and Mitsuki and Mama, you see? She shoots Keiichi a pointed glare. I do too have friends, so there. Whatever. Keiichi rolls his eyes. It's not like it counts. Who'd want to be friends with this weird guy anyway? I want to be his friend. Mitsuki's really kind and smart. He's super good at cooking too. He cooks for me and Mama all the time. So you're handy in the kitchen, Ayako smiles coyly. No wonder Kyoko's taking such a shine to you. I only wish my husband would help me when I'm preparing dinner. You're quite the catch, Mitsuki. Oh, dang. We're gonna bag 2 Milfs. Oh, no, I'm not. It isn't really like that. Are you sure? Ayako raises a neatly plucked eyebrow. Raising a child alone can be very hard on a woman. I can't imagine how difficult these last few years must have been for poor Kyoko. I'm sure she's grateful to have met you, Mitsuki. Tama seems to like you too. And you can cook. You really might be in with a chance. So she's rooting for us? A chance to what? Never you mind, dear. Now it looks like the teacher is getting things all set up. Shall we get ready to cook? Okay. And give my regards to Kyoko when you see her next, Mitsuki. I'm very happy for the pair of you. Ayako and Keiichi walk off to one of the workstations. I don't move, however. I can't. I look at the floor, my face slowly turning pink until I resemble a piece of broiled octopus. What did Ayako mean when she said I had a chance? Does she think Kyoko might have feelings for me? But how would she know? They've never spoken. Why is she showing such a pointed interest in my love life anyway? Better raise that boy right, since you'll now become his dad. Dang. No thank you. Heck no, fam. We got Kyoko, bud. Does she think? But what did I expect, really? In today's world, it's impossible for a man and a woman to simply be friends. There always has to be something sordid behind it. You know, I'd be lying if I said I didn't find Kyoko attractive, or that I hadn't imagined something might happen someday, but for our relationship to be speculated about by a total stranger, that's so embarrassing. If this is what Ayako thinks, I wonder about the other moms. Hey Mitsuki, Tama tugs at my fingers. We still haven't put on our aprons. Oh right, sorry. I guess these swirling, circling thoughts can wait for now. I promised Tama I'd help her make the best curry in the world, or at least in this class, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I won't let Keiichi and his nosy, prying, praying mantis of a mother beat us. Go to harem ending? I don't know, man. He said that Milf had too much makeup, bro. That means on the down low she ugly, bro. We don't want that. I helped Tama put her apron on. It's a very cute pink apron. Then I put on my own apron. Or should I say the apron Kyoko loaned me. Pfft. Keiichi snorts when he sees me in Kyoko's apron. I can't say I blame him. Kyoko's apron matches Tama's. It's very girly and decidedly feminine. I'm not sure if it suits me. Oh well. Every last inch of me, from my face to my accent to my upbringing, has already been subjected to intense scrutiny. At this point, I'm too exhausted to worry about the sniggers of a bratty 6-year-old. Alright, Tama. I punch my fist in the air. Let's make the best curry we can. Yeah, let's do our best. And I think it's finished. I turn down the heat on the stove and step back, admiring my handiwork. The curry bubbling away in the pot looks delicious, if I do say so myself. Though it looks around an hour and an unfortunate accident with the curry roux to make, I'm pleased with the results. The curry sauce is thick and filled with large chunks of carrot, potato, and onion. It's fairly orthodox as far as curry sauce goes, but it really does smell good and it hasn't burned either. If only we had some white rice to go with the curry sauce, but that'll have to wait until we get back home. Wow, it looks super good. I want to try some right now. Wait a second there, Missy. You can't eat the curry just yet. I got a lot of text messages from 3 different people. But why not? It smells yummy. It might smell yummy, but it'll be much too hot. You'll burn your tongue. And I can drink water after. No means no. The kind mother at the bench behind us. She gave us some spare roux after Thomas spilled all of ours down the front of her apron. Giggles. Some children just don't take no for an answer, do they? They can be so stubborn, but that's what makes them so cute. I have 3 children myself, so I know how it is. Miho here is my youngest. Miho's mom, the famous Miho. Ah, so you're Miho, are you? Thomas told me about you already. Good things, I hope. I've only heard bits and pieces, but she sounds like a sweet girl. Well, she isn't showing down on erasers at Keiichi's request. That's right, Miho's nice. We play together on the swing sometimes. She's a little quiet, though. It must be because she has 2 older brothers. They're so loud and noisy. I'm glad Miho's less rambunctious, though I do worry about her sometimes. Well, it's nice to meet you, Miho. Miho doesn't reply. Instead, she shuffles behind her mother's back, peeking out at me anxiously. Don't tell me. She isn't scared of me, is she? Come on, Miho, don't be like that. Say hello to the nice man. Mitsuki, wasn't it? That's right. I didn't tell Miho's mother my name yet, but I guess she must have heard it from somebody. Ayako? Already? News sure does travel fast. I'm Tanimura Mitsuki. It's nice to meet you, and thank you for the curry roux. Oh, don't mention it. My name is Ichiko. Honda Ichiko, and this is my daughter, Miho. Though you already know that. Miho's very glad to meet you too, aren't you, Miho? Miho peers at me from behind her mother's back. She blinks once, twice. Would go for Miho's mom. I don't know, man. Miho's mom got 3 kids, bro. That's a lot to handle. She blinks once, twice, like a little Biscuit doll. Her fingers coiled about the fabric of Ichigo's shirt. Nice to meet you. That's the spirit. Ichigo laughs and pats her daughter on the shoulder. And Mitsuki, you're a friend of Kyoko's, aren't you? That's right, did Ayuko tell you that? I think everybody in this room knows who you are by now. We're all old gossips, really, and there's nothing more fascinating to us mothers than playground politics. Jesus Christ. What a way to put it. Playground politics. Whenever we see young men we've never met before, particularly handsome young men like you, we get curious. We can't help ourselves. I think I understand. I don't think I'm very handsome. I'm sure Ichigo's just being polite, but I can see why they'd be interested. I'm sorry if I caused any commotion. Oh, it's no trouble. I'm just teasing you, dear. I'm glad Tama has somebody who can accompany her to these extracurricular events. I do worry about her being left out. Tama's had to miss out on quite a bit before, the poor dear. Not that it's her mother's fault, of course. I can't imagine raising a child on my own, and so young, too. I think Kyoko's done a good job. Tama's quite the little cutie. Hey, that's right. Tama grins proudly and puffs out her cheeks. Her chest or cheeks? I think chest. I'm adorable. Indeed. And so lively, too. I'm sorry. I hope her liveliness doesn't cause any trouble. I bow to Ichigo, though I'm not sure why. Logically, I know I shouldn't apologize for Tama's rowdy behavior. I'm not her father. I'm not even related to her. I am, however, acting as Tama's chaperone. I brought Tama to this school event, and that means while we're here at least, I'm the one responsible for her actions. To my relief, however, Ichigo just laughs. Oh no, Tama's no trouble. She's no trouble at all. Sounds like she gets into a few scrapes here and there, but most children do at her age. She'll grow out of it. Moms? No, I see why this is a Milf novel thing. Ichigo smiles fondly. While Kyoko's rather young to be a mother, you look young yourself, Mitsuki. I heard you were still in university. She's close, but no cigar. I haven't even been to university yet. Now, wouldn't that be a twist? I guess you could say it's a work in progress. But despite that, you really do know your way around the kitchen. Your curry looks wonderful. Really? For some reason I can't quite fathom. I feel a smile rising to my lips. Maybe it's because Ichigo reminds me just a little of my own mother. She's about the same age as my mom, and she has similar lines beneath her eyes and around her mouth. Her clothes aren't exactly fashionable, but they're practical, and her hair is cut short. Though she's asked me several questions, her voice is good-humored and genuinely interested. I get the feeling that Ichigo actually cares about the Himuro family, unlike some of the other people here. I think she cares about me too. Thank you very much. I used to help out with the chores when I still lived with my parents. I guess I got used to it. I must say I'm impressed. You might be even better with a vegetable peeler than I am. Oh no, I wouldn't go that far. Don't be so modest. You should learn how to accept compliments. You look to be about the same age as my oldest son, and he would never dream of helping me in the kitchen. I've tried to teach him goodness knows how many times, but he just isn't interested. He seems to think cooking is something only women should trouble themselves with. Ichigo tuts and shakes her head. I would say boys will be boys, but you've managed to get over your silly prejudices. How did your mother do it? Well, as nice as Ichigo might be, I don't really want to get into the finer details of my mother's accident right now. I don't like thinking about it. I didn't have much of a choice. My mother's getting on in years and she needed the help. Ah, is that it? I see. Well, I'm glad you're here to give Kyoko a hand. Must be quite the relief for her. And Tama, too. Yup, Mitsuki makes yummy food for me all the time. He can even make octopus wieners. Huh? Wieners? I like wieners. My mother makes them for my lunches. Maybe Mitsuki will make my lunches too. Then I can share his food with everyone. Even with Keiichi? Yuck, not him. I wouldn't give Keiichi any food even if he was the last boy in the world. Hey, let's not get carried away here. I don't mind cooking, but making Tama lunch every day seems like a big time commitment. I'd have to look online about the best ways to balance nutritious meals, and I'd have to change the lunches up every day so she doesn't get bored. Besides, wouldn't that be kind of presumptuous? I've made meals for the Himuros on numerous occasions, but I'm not Tama's father. I'm just a family friend like Kyoko said. Oh, is that the lore? What lore? The lore of Miho liking wieners? I couldn't make Tama's school lunches, could I? I wonder. It would take quite a lot of time, but maybe it wouldn't be so bad. After the cooking class, Tom and I returned to our apartment complex. I let myself into Kyoko's apartment with the spark bear keys she gave me. Then I set about keeping Tama entertained until Kyoko comes home. The pair of us watched television for a while, and I served Tama a simple meal at lunchtime. She clamors for the curry that we made at school, but I gently refuse. I'd much rather eat that curry with Kyoko, the three of us together like a family. Tama grumbles a little, but she eventually accepts my reasoning. No, not that. About the MC's mom. Oh, do you know about the MC's mom? Were you at the last 2 streams, Millennium? Because I know you come to the Yuri streams on Fridays. But I can't remember if you were able to catch any of these Milf streams. But yeah, he talked about his mom a little bit. He didn't give the full details yet, but he talked about her a little bit. And so the time goes by. Kyoko eventually returns home at 5 p.m. just like always. She's a bit harried after a long day at work, but her tired face lights up when she sees Tama. And how have you been, Tama? Did you have a good day? Yeah, it was really fun. Oh, was it? You'll have to tell me all about it. Kyoko bends down and slips her shoes off her weary feet. She lines her shoes up by the door, setting them neatly next to Tama's sneakers, then takes a seat at the low table in the corner of the room with a sigh. Nope, my first MILF stream. Alright, let me give you the rundown then. So, right now he's a university student. He's 23. So, he should have started university 5 years ago, but he's starting a bit late because he spent the last 5 years helping at his family's restaurant after his mom got into an accident. One day when he was at the park, he met Tama, who had lost her keys and went to the park without her mom. He helps her out and ends up meeting Tama's mother, Kyoko. We make a deal with Kyoko. We'll babysit Tama and she'll help us with our university studies. And we found out last stream that Kyoko works at a local restaurant as a waitress. So that's like pretty much everything that you missed so far. We saw her naked in the bath already. But other good things to come. I hover by Kyoko, anxious to relieve her burden. Could I offer her a massage? That might ease some of the tension in her back and shoulders, but I don't know if we're close enough for something like that. I don't want to be too forward. In the end, I settle on a polite but slightly measured, would you like a cup of tea, Kyoko? You're offering? But this is my apartment, silly. I'm the one who should be offering you a drink. Don't sweat the small stuff. I've been to your place so often it shouldn't matter. So this is Food War 2.0, but with more romance? Hell yeah. You were working all day and I was hanging out with Tama. Compared to you, I had a cushy time. But you were looking after Tama. That's much more exhausting than waiting tables. Nah, Tama was on her best behavior. Isn't that right, Tama? That's right, I was a good girl. Mitsuki said. Oh, really? How lovely. Well, if you really don't mind, a cup of green tea wouldn't go amiss. I think I must be getting on in my ears. My back always feels so stiff when I'm finished with work. And I'll get that whipped up for you in an instant. Are you going into the kitchen, Mitsuki? Does that mean we're gonna try my curry? It might be a bit too early to eat now, Tama. But I want Mama to try my curry. We made it together with lots of love. I've been waiting ages. I want her to eat it. Are you gonna eat my curry too, Mama? I must say, I am rather curious. Sounds like you worked hard on that curry. I did. I worked really hard. I washed the veggies and I helped Mitsuki chop up the mushrooms. I spilled the roux on my apron, but Miho's mama gave us some of hers, so it's all okay. Oh really? How wonderful. I suppose it is a bit early, but I haven't eaten much today. I am quite hungry. Maybe we should try your curry after all. Yay, we're gonna try my curry. Gonna try the curry. Let's go get it ready, Mitsuki. I want to help serve it. Whoa, slow down there, Tama. I rest a restraining hand on Tama's shoulder, lest she goes zooming off ahead of me. We need to warm up the curry first, and we need to get the rice ready in the cooker. It might take a little while, and I don't want you burning yourself. Why don't you go sit down with your mother and let me take care of things? Tama frowns. She thinks about my proposition for a while before she says, well, okay then. Waiting for the rice to cook sounds boring anyway. Facts. Tama takes a seat at the table beside her mother, where she can't break anything or burn herself, and I heave a sigh of relief. Wait, what now? Wait, what now to what? Alright then. I turn back to the kitchen, rolling my sleeves up to my elbows. Kinda sad we didn't see Tama's reception of who made the best curry. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good point. I would have liked to hear the results. Although, who would have been the judge? Miho's mom? I guess it's time to get everything ready. I brew a quick cup of green tea for Kyoko. Then I start preparing the curry. In less than half an hour, 3 plates of hot steaming white rice, heaped liberally with thick curry sauce, have been prepared. I carry the plates to the table one at a time, taking care not to spill any of the curry on the floor. When Tama, Kyoko, and I are seated at the table, the curry all served, Kyoko smiles and claps her hands together. Thanks for the food, it really does look good. It smells good too, I can't wait to dig in. Tama picks up her spoon, ready to drive it into the mountain of curry, but... Hey Tama! Kyoko nudges her daughter in the ribs with her elbow. Remember your manners. But I'm the one who made the curry, I want to eat it right now. Even so, you have to be polite. I brought you up better than that. Now what do you say? Thanks for the food, I guess. There, that wasn't so hard, was it? Now let's start. I can't wait to taste your food. That's right. It's really, really good. I'm sure you love it, Mama. I'm sure I will. And so, wreathed in warm and gentle smiles, the three of us begin to eat. For a few moments, the only sounds that can be heard in Kyoko's apartment are the scrapings of our utensils against our plates and our contented chewing. Kyoko swallows a particularly large chunk of potato, then beams. So, Mama? Tama looks at her mother anxiously, desperate for approval. What do you think? Is it good? Now let's see. Is it good? I'm not sure if I would call it that. Huh? Don't you like the curry? Did I do a bad job? I tried my best, but... Oh, Tama, you silly thing. It's not that I like your curry. I love it. Huh? Then that means... This curry is better than good. It's amazing. You did wonderfully. Well, I wanted her to finally be best at kid. I mean, maybe like in the later chapter, she'll best him in some way. I'm pretty sure there will be character development on that front. At least I hope there will be. Tama's cheeks go pink for a few seconds, but it really is a few seconds. Tama sucks in a deep breath and puffs out her chest proudly. Well, of course it's good. I made it. Hey, don't forget about me. I helped out too, you little brat. Well, I guess Mitsuki helped a little, but I did most of it on my own. Like hell you did. You wasted half our roux. How was that helpful? I knew I did a good job. That goes without saying. My curry is much, much better than smelly Keiichi's. I'm sure it is. Kyoko giggles and ruffles her daughter's hair with one hand. Thank you very much, Tama. I really do appreciate it. And Mitsuki. Kyoko turns to me, her eyes heavy with maternal warmth. She's so pretty, despite the bags beneath her eyes. When she turns the full force of her gaze upon me, I feel my whole body freeze in place. I'm not worried. I'm just a mere mortal. How did everything go? I trust you didn't have any problems at Tama's school. Well, Tama had a bit of a scrape with that Keiichi boy, but I can't say he didn't deserve it. He really is a piece of work. Oh yes, Keiichi can be quite a bother. He's always making a nuisance of himself in class, or so I understand. Perhaps he wouldn't be so bad if Ayako didn't coddle him so much. I was fortunate enough to meet Ayako too. She really was... something. Did she ask you a lot of questions? Quite a few. It was exhausting, to be honest. All the mothers were staring at me like vultures. It made me feel pretty out of place. I was one of the only guys there, and I was definitely the youngest. That is, if you don't count the kids themselves. Ah yes, I thought that might happen. I should have warned you. Well, we mothers are a harmless bunch, really. Some of us are even quite nice, but we're all incorrigible gossips. I learned that for myself firsthand. I almost started to feel like a celebrity. Renowned for being talented or pretty. I felt more like a celeb who'd been embroiled in a scandal. Like that girl from the once popular idol group Palette Princess. Oh dear. Well, at least you emerged unscathed in one piece. More or less, I guess. Well, why don't you look on the bright side? Whatever doesn't kill you makes me stronger. Yeah, I know. I'll be on my guard next time, if there is a next time. You wouldn't mind taking Tama to any more school events? Not if you really need my help. Ayako was a pain in the ass, and so was the hellspawn of a child of hers. I'm still not over Keiichi making fun of my accent, damn it. Whatever happened to respecting your elders? I know I'm short, but come on, I'm still more than a head taller than Keiichi. But Ichiko was nice. She gave me a bit of pep talk. You talked to Ichiko, did you? Kyoko smiles fondly. I like Ichiko too. We don't speak all that often. We don't really get the chance, but she always seems so friendly. She is. She said she worried about you too. She worries about me? Oh my. That's very sweet of her, but she needn't bother. I can take care of myself. Well, Kyoko catches my eye and smiles ruefully, her hands resting in her lap. I can take care of myself. I have for the last 6 years, but it's nice to have a helping hand from time to time. You've enriched my life, Mitsuki, and I really am glad I met you. It's a good thing I just swallowed that mouthful of rice, or I would have spat it all over the table for sure. Kyoko's far too good for me. What did I do to deserve all these compliments anyway? So it almost feels like I'm floating on a fluffy cloud made of warm white rice. If this is a dream, I never want to wake up. After dinner, Kyoko and I clean up our dirty dishes. Kyoko's kitchen is rather small, and having two people work by the sink is a bit of a squeeze, but we somehow manage it. Then, while Tama situates herself in front of the TV, Kyoko cracks open an English textbook and helps me study. The two of us work long and hard, invigorated by our homemade curry. It takes Kyoko a while to notice just how late it's getting, and when she does, Tama is already nodding off in front of the television. Oh dear, I really should pay more attention. I get so involved when I'm helping you study, Mitsuki. that I lose track of time. It goes by in an instant. Kyoko gets sleepy, unresisting Tama, ready for bed, and tucks her up inside her futon. Kyoko gets the sleepy. With Tama asleep, dreaming happily of beating Keiichi up, no doubt, there's no real reason for me to linger. I already saw that, Millennium. You took it back too late. Give me 25,000 loyalty points. It's my B-Dale. You even said it yourself. Fun fact, everybody who says hello in stream, I am going to give them 1,000 loyalty points after stream. So, you guys are going to get hooked up soon. No doubt. I got to make sure Nightbot is here, because I don't think Millennium is in the Nightbot system. So, I got to get Nightbot here somehow. Because it's always like Stream Elements and Nightbot come, but not Streamlabs. Streamlabs is what I meant. Gotta get Streamlabs in here, guys. Hold on. Well, I'm logged into Streamlabs. I hope Streamlabs shows up. Is it modded? Do I have to turn it off and turn it on, maybe? How do I turn it off and turn it on? I'm not even sure. Oh, here you go. It's an on button, and it wasn't on. So now, hopefully, Streamlabs will show up and do its job. And then Millennium will be in the system since he's here today. And I could give him a bunch of points that I owe him. Kyoko hasn't told me to go home yet, but it's pitch black outside and I don't want to impose. I guess I should be going then. Already? Already, but it's almost 10. If anything, I've been here for too long. Ah yes, I apologize. I didn't realize. I was having too much fun. It was a pretty intense study session, haha. And again, all study sessions with Kyoko are. I didn't know you could be so strict, teacher. I must have learned it from my parents. Forgive me for being too overzealous. It's just a small sigh. It's been such a long time since I had an opportunity to talk with anybody my own age. I have to interact with the customers at Petit Jardin, I suppose, but that's not really the same. That's probably why I get so carried away when I'm with you. I know you have to go, and I know it's late. It must sound like an unreasonable request after you've done so much for me already, but... Kyoko bites her lower lip. I don't want you to leave. Not just yet. Kyoko? I stare at Kyoko, momentarily stunned. What can I say in response to her heartfelt plea? I could always leave. The door is only a few feet away. I could apologize for overstaying my welcome, slide my shoes onto my feet, and be back in my apartment in under 30 seconds. That's what I intended, but I think Kyoko needs somebody to talk to right now. I don't want her to feel lonely, and that's why I sit back down. Mitsuki? Kyoko blinks at me, her long eyelashes fluttering. Aren't you going to go? I was, but how can I possibly leave after you've said all that? My heart isn't made of stone. Oh, I see. Me and my big mouth. I shouldn't have been so clingy. Now it sounds like I was trying to guilt you. I'm not staying because I feel guilty. I'm staying because I want to. Who could turn down an invitation from such a pretty lady? Mitsuki, you... Well, for a few moments I worry I might have gone too far. In my attempts to have suave, pretty ham-fisted attempts, since I've never tried to turn on the charm before, I might have overshot the mark. I don't want Kyoko to think I'm a sleazeball. It's not like I'm trying to be James Bond or anything. I'm just saying what's on my mind. But to my relief, you really are funny. Kyoko giggles, her shoulders rising and falling beneath her white sweater. Thank you for cheering me up. I appreciate it. Anytime. Now, if you really don't mind staying with me just a bit longer, Kyoko glances at the wooden table where her textbooks are still scattered. We could study even more? Gag me with a spoon. I like you and all, Kyoko, but I don't know if I like you that much. Besides, you get so serious when we're studying. To be honest, it's kind of scary. Okay, point taken. Do you want to sit here for a while? We could have a chat, or maybe, I could clean your ears for you? What kind of flirtation is I could clean your ears for you? What the frick? Millennium and XYZ, is that what you want to hear from a woman? Is that the sexy talk? Is that what gets you going? I want to clean your ears? Give me like 3 years worth of loyalty points. I have been loyal. Dang, that's a lot of years, bro. I haven't even been streaming 3 years. I've been streaming like less than 2 years. Like where are we now? Let me think. I think in like 2 months it'll be 2 years of me streaming. In 2 months. My ears? That's right, I'm quite good at it actually. Why did she sound so proud about that? I clean Tama's ears out for her every couple of weeks or so. I bought a bamboo pick that's really good at getting in deep all the compacted wax. Kyoko pauses, blushing guiltily. Heh, sorry, you don't need to hear all the gory details. I just thought you might appreciate it. I know some people find it relaxing. Didn't your mother ever clean your ears for you when you were a young boy? She used to, yeah, but I try and fail to suppress a shudder. My mother wasn't the most delicate of people. She gouged my ear canals like she was digging for gold or something. Hey, yo, I know we just met, but can I clean your ears? Is that the sexy talk, bro? It was a pretty painful experience. She made me bleed on more than one occasion. I was always terrified she was going to burst my eardrums wide open. Yeah, you gotta be careful with the ears, man. Gotta be careful with that shit. Didn't help that she used to show me whatever gunk she managed to pull from my ears with a proud smile. And a, look, Mitsuki, look what I found. You must feel so much better now. Ugh. Just thinking about it is making me feel uncomfortable. The moment I reached double digits, I outright refused to let my mother poke around at the inside of my ears anymore. The ritual was far too horrifying. Who wants to have foreign instruments shoved into their orifices anyway? Oh dear. I can see you didn't enjoy it in the past, but it really can feel good if you clean the ears carefully. Don't you want to give it a try? Well, I frown. I like Kyoko, but I like my mother too. Not in the same way, of course. And it didn't stop her from almost deafening me as a child. Yeah, that's because I knew you since before you even started stream, because I was actually your shelf for a while. You were my shelf? Jesus, prove it. What's on my shelf? I'll be careful, I promise. Hand on my heart. I can let you rest your head on my lap, too? Ooh, now that's the sexy talk. Well, that's a different matter altogether. Why didn't she say so before? If I can use Kyoko's thighs as a pillow, I'll suffer almost any indignity. Try not to sound too enthused. I don't want to come across as a creep. I meet Kyoko's eye and say, I suppose we can try it out. Alright then. I keep the pick in this drawer here. Just let me get it. Kyoko retrieves the bamboo pick, instrument of torture more like, and kneels back on the tatami mats, her long skirt fanning across the floor. I'm all ready. She pats her lap. Just rest your head here. Is this really alright? I mean, I know I agreed to this, but now I'm starting to have misgivings. Isn't this something married couples do? It's fine. This is how I clean Tama's ears. I'm used to it. You might be a bit bigger than Tama, but I'm sure I can manage. So, she thinks of me in the same terms as she does her daughter? That's a bit disappointing, but it might make things less awkward. Okay then, I hope I don't crush you. I doubt you will. You're not that tall, Mitsuki. Yeah, hit me where it hurts. Why don't you insult the size of my manhood next? More like what manhood? Haha. I approach Kyoko awkwardly, my cheeks turning pink, and slowly, very slowly, ease my head onto her lap. I'm facing Kyoko's stomach, my eyes trained a little above the waistband of her skirt. Though my cheek is pressed against the fabric of Kyoko's clothes, I can feel the warmth of her body all the same. Anime figures? Duh. Wrong. Or as they say in freaking Danganronpa, I believe the term is Sore wa shigai yo. As in, nope, that's wrong. Dang, shots fired from the Milf? Hell yeah, bro. My cheeks burn redder and redder. I'm suddenly glad Kyoko can't see my face in this position. Kyoko may have no reservations about our close proximity, but I sure do. She smells even sweeter than I imagined. My head is positively reeling. Mitsuki, are you comfortable? I'm fine. My voice cracks a little, making me sound several years younger than I really am. Well, if Kyoko sees me as a substitute for her daughter, I guess that's only fitting. Nah, that's a bit of a sad thought. Then if you're alright, I'm going to start now. Tell me if it hurts, okay? Sure. Kyoko eases the scoop tip of the bamboo pick into my ear. My body tenses as I feel the pick against my ear canal. But to my immense relief, it really doesn't hurt. Good news, Streamlabs is finally here, guys. Kyoko isn't like my mother. She doesn't scrape my inner ear hard enough to draw blood. She barely brushes it. Kyoko's treating me so delicately. It almost feels like I'm being tended by some sort of fairy. Is this okay? I'm not hurting you, am I? No, you You're not hurting me at all. This feels much better than I thought it would. I'm glad. Kyoko laughs. I can feel her chest rising and falling above my head. This is a little easier than it is with Tama. Her ear canals are so narrow. Well, she is a kid. It's impossible to make her lie still, too. She squirms around so much, I worry I might hurt her. And she's always complains that it tickles. Is it tickling you? It does feel a bit strange. It's been a long time since anybody cleaned my ears. I know I should get around to doing it myself, but my mother's butchery has left me with a deep-seated trauma around ear picks. But it isn't bad. In fact, it does feel kind of nice. Then I haven't lost my touch. Now let's see. It looks like you have quite a bit of wax in here. This might take a while. Do you mind? No, not at all. Never really been happy about having wax in my ears before, but now I'm almost thankful for it. If Kyoko and I ever get married in the future, fat chance of that, I'll have to get my best man to include this moment in our wedding speech. Jesus Christ. Doing a Ace Attorney face when they get caught. Also, you had a lot of dust on the shelf. That is also not true, because I dust the shelf every 2 weeks. Dang, Millennium. I don't know, I guess you're not the shelf, huh? Dang, again. Then again, maybe not. It might put people off the canopies. Yes, indeed, ear cleaning is the best compliment I could get. Your ear's mad dirty, XYZ. Kyoko hums under her breath while she works. I, meanwhile, simply lie there, content to bask in her warmth. Time goes by, I don't know how much. With my head in Kyoko's lap, I can't see the clock at all, neither do I want to. It'd be nice if I could stay like this for a little longer. That's my sincere wish, and yet, you know, all good things have to come to an end. Kyoko's fingers pause. I was thinking of something. What is it? The time really does go by quickly. It was April when we met, but now it's already June. Before we know it, it'll be summer. Huh, that's right. It really has gone by fast. Almost too fast. It feels like I still haven't been able to spend enough time with Tama. I'm always so busy working. At least I was able to see her sports festival. I couldn't last year. I'm happy about that, but I'm not sure if I'm doing enough. I think you're doing more than enough, Kyoko. You're always working hard. I know that, but it feels like I could work harder. If you work harder than you already do, you might burn yourself out. Well, that's true. I can't afford to let myself get ill. I need to remain strong and healthy for Tama's sake. Being a single mother sounds hard. You have no idea. She's right, too. I really have no clue. I don't know anything, and neither do the other mothers I met at Tama's school. Maybe that's why Aiko had no problems judging Kyoko. She doesn't know how hard Kyoko's life is, and she doesn't care. I imagine most of the mothers regard Kyoko as nothing more than a curiosity, like something in a freak show. Step right up to see the single mother. Isn't she a mystery? Her partner might have left her, but boy, does she try hard. Though they like to gawp at Kyoko and whisper and spread gossip, they don't actually want to approach her. They aren't interested. That's because I was actually your dad and have returned with the milk. Bro, that's also a lie, because my uncle brings the milk. Maybe they're afraid of being single is contagious. Do they think if they spend too much time in Kyoko's company, their husbands will leave them too? People can be so self-centered. Me right now trying to do a Phoenix right about being right? Damn. It's not fair, but then again, life isn't. That gives me an idea. What idea? A way to spend more time with Tama. We should go on vacation. Of course, you'd be welcome to come along too, since you've helped us so very much. If I had a chance, I'd love to go there. I haven't been in, such a long time, and I've never had a chance to take Tama. She'll love it, I just know it. Love what exactly? The beach, of course. The beach, guys! Alright, guys, but it's been about 2 hours, so this is where we're gonna end. I'm guessing next Thursday we'll get the beach scenes, and it'll be sexy as hell. Alright, guys, I'm gonna go to Twitch. Obviously, we can't, raid from YouTube to Twitch, but I might throw a link in chat for you guys to come hang out with a friend of mine. So obviously, guys, we can't raid, but if you have time and you want to hang out with me in somebody else's chat, then check out Saru Kuroi. He's a good friend of mine right now. He's playing Don't Starve Together. If you guys have Don't Starve Together, you can join his world and play with him. But yeah, it's up to you guys. To every good anime has to have a beach episode. Hell yeah, especially if there's romance. But yeah, guys, thanks for being here. I'll stream again tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be streaming the Yuri visual novel again. Around 6 p.m. Eastern time. Actually, no. I think it's gonna be earlier tomorrow. So tomorrow's Yuri novel is gonna be around 4 p.m. Eastern time. If you're on West Coast, it'll be 1. But yeah, it'll be earlier than today's stream. You guys will get the announcement. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Wait, start streaming just to raid? Beach episode? Hey, bruh. Skip right when it's about to be good. Hell yeah. Gotta save the good stuff for next week, unfortunately. But yeah, guys, check out Saru. And thanks for being here. Always appreciate chatting with you guys. Eat well, sleep well. Hope to see you guys tomorrow.